This week on Lifestyles of the Rich and Talented, we're in Millionaire's Playground, Monte Carlo for a tennis special as we profile the sport's high rollers. We catch up with world number one and Monaco resident Novak Djokovic, who can count the Monte-Carlo Rolex Masters amongst his 51 titles. He's been the talk of the town for the past 12 months. We get the exclusive with defending champion Stan, the man, Wawrinka. And the other Prince of Monaco. Nobody has more titles in this part of the world than the man who takes Riviera chic to new levels. We're joined by the one and only Rafael Nadal. All this and much, much more on Lifestyles of the Rich and Talented, the show where the stars come out to play.
The first of the ATP World Tour Masters 1000 events on clay is the Monte-Carlo Rolex Masters. And the event was kicked off in style at the Monte-Carlo Yacht Club by the two most recent champions. Stan Wawrinka and Novak Djokovic were on hand to make the all-important draw, and both were in buoyant mood ahead of this year's campaign.
I'm really happy to be back. It's always a special tournament to play in Monaco. I think all the players enjoy to play here. It's such an amazing place to play tennis, and first tournament on clay, so it's going to be a good challenge this way. Yeah.
After the great run that I had in Indian Wells and Miami, I couldn't ask for a better start of the season. So hopefully I will be able to carry that confidence from the first 3-4 months of the year into this week.
Roger Federer is still yet to win the tournament on the French Riviera, and having taken Miami off, has had plenty of time to prepare an assault for his maiden Monte Carlo title.
Well, it's a bit of a feeling of, the beginning of the summer in Europe. We love our 4 seasons in Switzerland, so it's nice to see the blue skies and a bit of an ocean, which we don't have. Last year, I think Stan was too good, so I've put myself in the position, and I'll try to do it again this year.
One man who knows what it takes to capture this coveted crown is Rafael Nadal. The King of Clay is an 8-time champion here, and his dominance on the red dirt over the years has put him firmly amongst the favourites for the title.
Every year I came here with the same motivation, the same passion for playing here, and I hope to be ready this year to play at the right level of tennis, to be competitive against everybody, and I'm going to try it.
But before the big guns took to centre stage, attentions were drawn to some of the more intriguing first-round ties thrown up by the draw. Looking to breathe life into a so far traumatic season is Ernest Gulbis. He went into his first-round match against Andreas Heider Maurer, having enlisted the temporary help of former Australian Open finalist Thomas Enqvist.
Well done. At last, something to cheer for the Latvian.
But it was the same old story for the 13th seed. Having dropped the first set 6-1, the second was already looking well beyond his reach. It would be back to square one for the Gulbis-Enqvist partnership. A bagel for Heider Maurer meant Gulbis became the latest in a long list of scalps for the Austrian on clay this year. It was a first time in Monte Carlo for young gun Borna Coric. Big things were expected of the young Croat, but he was finding it hard to keep pace against the vastly more experienced Alex Dolgopolov.
It's not good enough going into this man's two-hander.
The 18-year-old did ask plenty of questions of Dolgopolov, and in the second was reaping the benefits.
Finally rewarded for his efforts, Coric.
But the Ukrainian was simply too strong in the decider and marched on to round 2 emphatically.
The greater experienced of the two prevails.
Elsewhere at the Monte Carlo Country Club, the enigmatic Fabio Fognini, backed by a vociferous Italian crowd from just across the border, made light work of an off-colour Polish powerhouse Jerzy Janowicz, coming through 6-3, 6-1. Last year saw no Americans in the entire singles draw, but this campaign 2 faced off in the first round. Not usually known for his clay court prowess, John Isner won his first ever match in the Principality, seeing off compatriot Steve Johnson 6-4, 6-4. With the main draw in full swing, the big names will be getting their campaigns underway, and Tuesday sees world number 1 Novak Djokovic take to Court Central. Undefeated since February, the Serb is the man to beat in Monaco this week.